Hello there, I'm John Caruso and welcome to our Automotive Industry Insights series. And today we'll be speaking to Brett Mills, a dealer principal with Ken Mills Toyota, Nambour and Maroochydore. Brett, you recently returned from the Toyota or a Toyota factory in Japan, and what you saw there involved batteries. We're talking about batteries, and not all batteries are created equal. Do you want to talk to us about what you saw, what you experienced, and how Toyota are manufacturing batteries differently to other manufacturers?
What I was able to see over there, which I didn't really understand, is the way that the battery cells get built and put together, and the potential quality issues if that process is not done well, and if the batteries are not tested either for long enough or properly. I guess to summarize, to make it easy, we were shown how the rare earth minerals are, put into a cell. And again, to make it simple, my analogy would be it's like putting biscuits into an oven. And if you have irregularly shaped biscuits that are not round, the cornered edges of the biscuits are the bits that get hot and burn. And so I was able to understand how Toyota goes about this to make sure that their battery cells are as energy dense as possible, and that they operate in a way without the kind of cornered edges to make sure that they don't get hot. So it's the getting hot of the battery over time which causes it to degrade more quickly, and the way that the sort of chemicals or the minerals go into the cells and the way that they're packed in determines firstly the energy density that can come out of the cell, and also whether it's going to get hot and ultimately degrade over time or not.
Because battery longevity is a concern for people that are thinking about EVs or hybrids.
Yeah, and batteries degrade over time. There's no such thing as a battery that won't degrade over time, and what causes it to degrade is it getting hot. So it gets hot when it's being operated, it gets hot when it's being charged. And Toyota has a guarantee on the degradation over a period of time on the cars that we sell. But the beauty, again, try not to promote Toyota too much, but because we've had such a long period of time with hybrid, there's a lot of knowledge about batteries already built up in that company over time. And, one of the things that they do a little different to others is they test the batteries on a rack for about 22 days. And any minor imperfection, that battery gets thrown out or disassembled and basically start again to make sure that those batteries don't find themselves in the hands of consumers.
So the construction and the rigor and the testing of the batteries from Toyota is much stricter and more intense than any other manufacturer in that EV market.
It's more intense than I would say the bulk. I can't speak for every manufacturer, but more intense than. But it takes about 45 days in total from start to finish by the time the testing's done to complete a battery that Toyota uses in our cars in Australia.
These are just acronyms here, but I'll get you to explain them. Brett, the difference between an NMC and an LFP.
Again, not a scientist, but the second one you referred to was a lithium battery is what we would call it. And I think most of the electric cars in Australia are lithium batteries, which means they are effectively a cell, and the cell is filled with liquid chemical, and that's how that cell kind of generates power. The first one you mentioned was nickel something or other. One's effectively a nickel battery, one's a lithium battery. Yeah.
Is it too early to talk about solid state batteries and the development in that particular area?
No, I don't think so. If you look at publicly available information, and Toyota hasn't spoken to us about this much, but we know certainly there's a significant investment going into the development of solid state batteries. Solid state batteries are a game changer. If you look at a traditional mid-sized battery electric car currently on the market, talk about a BZ4X, for example, it's about the size of a RAV. when you transition that into a solid state battery, you're potentially starting to talk about driving ranges of 800 to 1,000 kilometres, 10 minutes on a fast charger to recharge, significantly lighter battery, less subject to fire risk because there's no liquid inside. It's the coming together of the chemicals inside a lithium battery that potentially is a fire risk. So, you start to bring all those things together. Solid state batteries are a real potential game changer. I think the issues potentially, why are they not at market now? I think lithium batteries have proven relatively simple to build and the production process is cost effective.
Yeah.
I think the development of the technology for the solid state batteries is effectively done. I think it's about how do we build these things in mass and make them affordable.
Toyota.